which is a global mentorship movement. I just heard recording in progress. Can I continue, Jacinta?
Yes, you may proceed. The icon was refusing to work earlier, so I was just trying to test
Oh,
it.
no problem. I just wanted to make sure that you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what drives me? I have a passion for empowerment, commitment to growth, and I want to leave a lasting impact. So I want to have a societal contribution. My next goal in life is to give a voice to ordinary people making extraordinary impact. And some of those young ladies are with me today, and I am going to be introducing them later. My superpower is grit. I never give up. I'm determined. I always want to help my mentees succeed. The last book that I have read is The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama. My hobbies are reading. I write poetry. I love writing stories. I love playing chess. And a fun fact, I've explored over 15 countries and I've connected with people from over 30 nationalities. And my favorite song is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. And I want all of you to make that your theme song because it will really motivate you to reach for greatness. Okay, so now we're going to go on to, I see that, okay, here I am. Okay, great. How are you going to find your path? How are you going to find out what you want to impact in society? So I hope that everyone has a page and a pen. If you do, let me know in the chat, and then Jacinta will let me know that I can continue.
Everyone, please confirm, or if you can even put a thumbs up or just write on the comment section. Waiting to see your responses. Okay, I see Cynthia,
Okay.
Christiana. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. We
Okay,
can
great.
continue.
So now we're going to do an activity of finding your place and taking action. So I'm going to ask you questions, but I'm also going to tell you how I went about doing it. So I want each of you to think about activities that bring you immense joy and fulfillment. What lights you up? What is your passion? And I want you to write at least 3 of them down. Mine are I love empowering others. That is my passion. I love building authentic relationships. I love coaching. I love mentoring. And I love creating innovative initiatives. So I'm going to give you a minute to write down yours, and maybe we can have 1 or 2 people come up with what brings you joy and fulfillment. If anyone's ready to go, you may unmute yourself and go ahead. Jacinta, am I ready that everyone is already, they can unmute themselves?
Yes, they can unmute themselves. Anyone
Okay,
that is
perfect.
ready, go ahead. Let's see. If you're facing any difficulty with unmuting, please let me know.
Mhm.
I see Lynette
I
has
can,
unmuted. Great.
yeah. So what makes me happy is when I accomplish my goals that I really cared about and set. Also when I spend time with my family, and also when I achieve a dream, not a goal, like a dream, a long time dream. Yes, thank you.
That's great. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's move on to what issues are you passionate about in society? By knowing what issues you are passionate about, that is how you can take action and have an impact. So the issues I am most passionate about is education, empowerment, and I'm very passionate about diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. So now I want you to write down what is one issue that you are most passionate about. And if anyone would like to share, that would be great.
Hi, Shalina. I would like to share one issue that I'm passionate about, and it's on mentorship and empowerment.
Thank you. Was that Lynette Kamoto?
Yes.
Thank you, Lynette Kamoto. That's great. And now you need to think about what are your core strengths. If you were to go to someone today for an interview, and if you were to say, these are my core strengths, what are you going to say they are? And core strengths is something that comes naturally to you, something that you are really good at. So mine is relationship building, building relationships with others, innovation, coming up with innovative ideas. And I also, one of my core strengths is cross-cultural competence because I deal with individuals from over 30 countries daily. So that is one of my strengths, dealing with different nationalities and cultures. Does anyone want to share one of their core strengths with us?
I would love to share my core strengths.
Maybe say your name and surname first and then say it so everyone knows who you are.
Oh, okay. My name is Fana Wambita Sheila. My core strength is resilience. Despite how the going may be, I don't give up. I continue pushing forward. Yes.
That's great. That's a great strength to have. And now we're going to move on to what values guide your decisions. What are the values most important to you? And I want you to just write one. So you're going to write down all of these topics and we can always go to it later. But for now, write down one value that guides all your decisions in life. For me, the values are authenticity, always being myself and being real. Kindness, I always lead with kindness, and purpose. I want to have an impactful life and have impact on those around me. So whoever wants to share on that in terms of one value, please do so.
And Marie, for anyone who, sorry, Hanifatu, for anyone who doesn't want to speak, the comment section is open. I can already see some of you are writing there. Please continue sharing. It's very, very okay. Go ahead, Hanifatu.
Okay, so for me, one of my core values would be integrity, as well, always doing the right thing, whether or not someone is watching.
And that's a great value to have. Thank you. And now I want you to think about someone you really admire and why. And sometimes the person you admire is a role model, someone you want to be more like. So I admire my mother and my grandmother because they've always been very determined and tenacious, and they always displayed grit. They never gave up. And I also really admire Michelle Obama. I think she's a great role model because she's authentic, she has great leadership skills, and she's dedicated to empowering women and girls, which is something I am very passionate about. Does anyone come up in your mind, someone that you admire, and why do you admire them? So Jacinta, if someone writes in the chat, you can just let us know what's being written. Thank you.
There's a lot that has been written in the chat,
okay.
And this is subject to even the previous questions where we talked about our key strengths, key items that each individual wants to tackle. And the last comment had come from Magda where she said, my core strength is sharing knowledge and what I know the most to others. And I see another one saying my core value is love and getting knowledge. The responses are so inspiring, but I don't have one yet about someone. Oh, there is actually. Miracle says she admires her boss, Keji Jiwa. He is so smart and kind. Someone else says, Lynette says, my mom, my sister, and you, Shaleenah, you are someone's inspiration out here. That's beautiful.
Okay.
And then I see Tabitha saying she admires her husband. So let's keep the comments coming in. Back to you, Shaleenah.
Okay, great. And now the most important question. I want you to write that on your paper. How do I want to make an impact? And I want you to think personally, what do you want to be known for in this world? What kind of an impact do you want to have? So when I thought about this question, I wanted to create a mentorship movement across the African continent, empowering young African women and beyond. And I wanted to empower them with digital literacy, tech, and professional skills. So that was the impact that I wanted to have. So in order to be able to get to where you need to be, you need to have a roadmap. You need to know where you want to go. So does anyone know already where they would like to have an impact?
Hello, my name
Hello.
is Marie Shaleenah. I feel like I want to have an impact in the international development space. I'm really passionate about helping children, orphans, and the elderly, um, those that can't go to school, that they don't have the means to go to schools, or the schools that they do, they don't have the resources. So helping the schools get the resources so that the kids can achieve what they want to. Yeah, so I'm just really big into development.
Great. And what have you done already to try to get you to there, to this vision that you have?
So from a very young age, my mom, like, how do I explain this? My mom like instilled values in me. So like I would get pocket money, and then she would be like, so what are you gonna do with this pocket money? Are you gonna try and help anyone? So I would start like saving my pocket money, and I'd pick like one person from like a rural area and try and like pay their fees. So growing up, I've implemented this, and I've been trying to like raise up more money to send more kids to school. And right now, I'm like in the process of putting my NGO. Well, I'm trying to start an NGO and put it in a trust so that we can actually get donors and we can work on a larger scale. So yeah, it's been interesting.
That's great. Well done. So you've already started taking small steps to that vision that you have, and that's important. It's not enough to have a vision. You need to start taking action towards it. So the small steps I took towards creating this global mentorship movement, I started volunteering my time to mentorship. So whoever needed mentorship, I started volunteering until one day I looked up and I had more than 1,000 mentees, which I still do have, and I always try to make time for them. And I also realized I need to inspire others to join me on this mentorship movement, because if I want to impact more lives, there's only one Shaleenah. So I need more Shaleenahs. So I need to empower peer mentors to also see this vision of empowering globally young women. Okay, does anyone else taken any small steps towards their vision or where they want to have impact?
I do see we have some comments on the comment section, not necessarily talking about the steps they've taken, but I see Betty mentioning that she'd like to bridge digital literacy in marginalized communities. Someone has called themselves Oppo. Oppo, you need to rename yourself. But Oppo says that she wants to empower women in ABBA with core skills in tech and to be a public speaker to teach other people to grow. We have Magda, who wants to help women without education to get access to education. And finally, I have Fana here saying she wants to have an impact in the tech space and wants to be an inventor to create solutions that makes people's lives better. Someone had raised their hand. Maybe we can unmute yourself and go ahead and speak. Who was that? Lynette says she would like to make an impact in gender equity and quality education. All very inspiring themes mentioned here. Wow. I think back to you,
Absolutely
Shaleenah.
absolutely inspiring, impactful initiatives. So the next step is, what or who do you need to support you on this journey? So remember, whenever you have a vision, you have to bring people along with this vision in order to have that support, get the resources you need. So what I did is I created a network of voluntary mentors across the world who were equally invested or wanting to invest their time in empowering young women, not only across Africa, but beyond Africa. Has anyone else thought of that step? Who can support them on their journey? So it could be a mentor, it could be going to networking events, it could be becoming part of different NGOs where you pool resources. Anyone with any ideas?
And if you don't want to say it out loud, you can write it on the comment section. I am keen on that. The last comment was from Sandra saying that she wants to create she wants to make an impact by creating an inclusive environment. That's amazing, Sandra.
Oh, that's great.
All
Okay.
right. Do we have
So
anyone?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if we
No.
don't, that's fine, because it's something you have to think about. So I want you to complete this exercise today while it's still fresh in your mind. So to find your place and be able to take action and have an impact, number one, you need to know what are the activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. What are you most passionate about? What are your core strengths? Because you need to have those strengths to help you towards your vision. So use your strengths to get you closer to achieving your vision. What values guide your decisions? You need to know what your values are, what you accept and will not accept. Who do you admire and why? Because that will help to influence you as they will be your role models. And how do I want to make an impact? What impact do you want to make? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Most importantly, what small step can you take today? You can get hold of a mentor. You can Google different organizations that do the work that you're interested in making an impact in. And also think about who is going to support you on your journey, who is going to bring you closer to that vision. So that is the first exercise. So my vision was empowering Africa's next generation of tech leaders. It was a vision I never gave up on. It was a vision that I said, even if it means working after hours, volunteering my time, I will make this vision a reality. And today it is a reality. We have a Siemens Empower Her movement, which supports the African Girls Can Code initiative, which I am the project lead on. And we cover all sorts of topics. We cover personal development topics, industry mentorship. We have conversations with leaders where they come in to share career journeys, career insights, lessons learned. And all of this becomes a network of mentees, mentors, industry experts. And I quickly want to go to here. And these are some of the countries that are represented within our mentorship community. So you'll see we have Brazil, Canada, China, Colombia, even Czech Republic. We have volunteers from Czech Republic. And I also want to tell you, even if it's a women's movement, does not mean that you must exclude men. They are our allies who support us. So in my journey, I have ensured that I've brought along our male allies. So a lot of our mentors are also male, and they also are volunteers on this project who help me. So everyone who works on the Siemens Empower Her project and has helped to make it a success, everyone, we all are volunteers. None of us has got paid. We do it because of our love of empowerment of others. And I quickly want to jump back to this slide. So you'll be able to see some of our mentees here in these photos. We were also invited by the German president to his Bellevue Palace to speak about the Siemens Empower Her project and the African Girls Can Code initiative. And as Jacinta also said earlier on today, that I was invited to Berlin to speak at the UN Women Empowerment Principles Forum, where I represented Africa and I spoke about corporate engagement in local communities, which is so important, creating those partnerships to have more sustainable impact. Okay, and this is the German president. This is Maria. She's not in the call. Let me see who's in the call. Lynette Geesey is in the call. Lynette Kamoto's in the call. I'm looking for Wambita Fana. I don't see her in this photo, but you'll actually hear from them a bit later today. Okay, so what if, I want you to think about this for a minute. What if the next breakthrough in technology, the next global movement, or the next inspiring leader was right here in the session today? I want you to think in your mind, are you the next inspiring leader? Are you the person who is going to create the next global movement or a breakthrough in technology? And if you say no, why not? And now we're going to listen to some of my mentees' inspiring stories of finding their place and taking action. And you will be able to hear how young women, like some of you, have actually used what they had, found their strength, found resources, used their time, and made such a significant impact in their communities, either by creating apps or creating programs. But before I say any more, let me hand over to our first mentee, who is Lynette Geety. Over to you, Lynette Geety. So
Hi,
I'm going to stop
everyone.
sharing and then so that you can see Lynette Geety.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. You can go ahead, Lynette.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing really well. My name is Lynette Kithi from Kenya. I'm a second-year university student pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology. I am a peer mentor with Siemens Empower Her and also an ambassador of the Siemens Empower Her. My journey to finding my place, my community, and taking action started right after high school. In Kenya, that's about 18 years old. But at the time, I just turned 18, so I was very young. And I remember I had so much passion and so much ambition for STEM, specifically tech. I wanted to do a career in cybersecurity, but I had missed the unit point to join the dream university I had of cybersecurity with just 1 point. I missed it with 1 point. And back at school, I was in an all-girls high school. Everyone would say that cybersecurity was very difficult. So at that time, you can imagine what I was telling myself. We should have listened. Yes, it's too difficult. But luckily, at the same time, just after high school, it's when I joined African Girls Can Code and Siemens Empower Her. And we were given free resources to learn cybersecurity. I got a scholarship with SANS to do cyber talent, and I got more knowledge in cybersecurity. And at the time, I was very shy. I remember in the master classes, I never used to unmute myself or put my video on. I was very shy, and I got a personal mentor through the organization, through the project Siemens Empower Her. And my personal mentor asked me what's something I wanted us to work on. And I told her I want to become more confident because if I'm going to take up spaces, I need to be more confident and courageous. And we worked with that with Shaleenah and with everyone else. We were given so much exposure to mentorship. And I even went to Germany with this. I was among the 6 girls who represented Africa in the Bellevue Palace, and we represented Africa as Siemens Empower Her mentees. And also recently, I got an internship with Siemens as a cybersecurity intern, and that's how the tables stand from missing the point with like 1 point to becoming an intern in Siemens. And all of this was possible because I worked really hard for it. I showed up, and because programs like Siemens Empower Her give us the exposure and a platform. And something I would like to impact people with is mentorship and bringing education to the young people and showing them why it's really important to be educated. And I've started being a co-founder of an organization called Shift Spaces with one of the mentees here. to create cybersecurity awareness among the young people, and also to stop cyberbullying. And as I end this, I'm going to give you an advice which I live by, which is courage starts when you show up, even if you're scared to. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette Geety. Since we only have 8 minutes left, I'm quickly going to jump to Betty Mwenda. Betty, I want you to tell me the impactful work you are doing in 30 seconds.
All right. Thank you so much, Shaleenah, for the opportunity. My name is Betty. I'm a student at USIU, and I'm a Second Foundation Scholars Program. And of course, a graduate or an alumni of ADCCI, African Girls Concord, and Siemens and Chair program. I've actually initiated programs soon after graduating from African Girls Concord Initiative, led by Shaleenah as the project lead, and I was able to implement a community project that impacted 100 children or students in rural communities with digital skills. I was able to provide them with laptops, a router, and of course, I invited students from AGCCI, whom of course were also part of the alumni program. I continue initiating the program and hoping you guys are going to connect with me on LinkedIn, and probably we are going to connect and do more impactful work for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. So all of these young ladies are my peer mentors who are absolutely amazing, and they're doing fantastic work. I quickly want to jump to Lynette Komoto. 30 seconds, Lynette. What impactful work are you doing as a peer mentor?
Thank you, Shaleenah. Hello, everyone. I am Lynette Kamoto, a young, bold, ambitious African woman who believes in the power of mentorship and empowerment. I am the lead for Girls in Robotics Africa, Kenya, which I got chosen in through the Siemens and Chair program, where I am leading 18 girls in Kenya and empowering them in the tech spaces, bridging the gender divide gap. I am also the founder for the Shift Spaces, which Lynette G mentioned above, which is aiming in raising awareness on cybersecurity and ending of cyberbullying. I also got selected through the Siemens and Chair program to attend a scholarship for the One Young World through Siemens and Chair program. And so my advice is do not take failure as a failure, but take it as a learning opportunity and be a light unto others and do not turn off their candles. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette Komoto. And let's jump now to Karen Geruto, 30 seconds. What impactful work have you done, and any advice for our audience? Karen, I don't think are you muted? We can't hear you. Can anyone else hear Karen?
There's a slight sound coming in, but I'm not sure if it
can't.
could be her microphone that has
Okay.
an issue.
So Karen, we're going to come back to you in a minute. Mariama Barry, 30 seconds. Tell us a bit about you and the impact you've had in your community.
Hello everyone, I'm Maya Mabal from Senegal. I'm a passionate girl about the technology, and I recently earned my master's degree in big data analytics. I'm also a certified AWS cloud practitioner. I know that education is a fundamental value for me. I talk to friends in my to the children in my neighborhood who was attending an Islamic school. Focusing on sharing knowledge, I lead a master class on cloud computing for the Siemens and for humanity. Today, my goal is clear. My goal is to pave the way for other young women, showing them that they have the place in technology, innovation, and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mariama. Back to you, Karen. Do you quickly want to try? Karen Geruto.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we still can't, Karen. So let me try to come back to you. Sandra Mukami, quickly, 30 seconds.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Mukami from Kenya. I'm currently pursuing IT at an university in Kenya. The impact I'm doing right now in my community is that I'm volunteering for sessions to mentor young women who are having passions in technology. And what I want to tell each and every one of you is to seek my advice is to all of you for you to seek this comfort, be scared, and walk in the room. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra Mukami. We're quickly going to jump to Fana Wambita, and then we're going to try Karen again. Fana Wambita, do you want to tell everyone about the amazing app that you created and you won awards for?
Yes, thank you, Shaleenah, for this opportunity to be here. My name is Fana Wambita. I am an apprentice at Zone 01 Kisumu, a Siemens and Chair mentor. Recently, I participated in a hackathon, a blockchain hackathon, where we created Kintara, an application for gender-based violence victims that they may use to report crimes anonymously and to get resources and help and to save their lives too. So with this, we won third place in the hackathon and then got voted the best community application. And with that, we are going to continue building the solution so that it can reach everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen Giruta, can we quickly try you again? So Karen is an amazing young woman who is a graduate. Let's try Karen. Okay, so we can't hear Karen, but I am going to share everyone's profile. Is there any of our other mentees on this group who has not had a chance to speak about the impactful work? Have I missed anyone?
No, Shaleenah.
Okay, perfect. And then I just want to quickly go back here. Can everyone see my slide again?
Not yet. Must be loading.
Okay. Okay, I quickly want to go now. Now, can you see it? How many
Yes.
minutes do we have left, Jacinta?
Less than 2.
Okay, so I just quickly want to do this. So y'all can connect with me on LinkedIn. I will be able to give you all of these wonderful young ladies that you just met. I will be able to, I am sharing my screen, so let me quickly go here. So I don't know how fast y'all can do this, but these are the QR codes to connect with Lynette Giti, Betty Mwenda, Lynette Kamoto, but I will share it. I will share it again with all of you. Claudine, who was not able to make it, but she's created amazing apps that have won competitions. Sheila Fana Wambita, Mariama Barry, Karen Giruto, Sandra Mukami, Lucide Pascal. And remember, the power to make a difference is within you. Every step you take to find your place, take action, and contribute creates a ripple of positive change. So keep reflecting, keep acting, and never underestimate your impact. Use these young mentees of mine as your role models because they are change makers and they are shaping the world. If you would like to connect with me, this is my QR code. And I'd just like to end with my quote: mentorship is the catalyst for a more equal, inclusive future. By sharing knowledge and experience, we all grow. Together, we can create a transformative future. So take action, mentor as a peer mentor, inspire others, empower others to rise, break barriers, and create a legacy of change. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Jacinta. And thank you to my amazing mentees.
Wow, wow, wow. Shalina, I mean, you join these sessions and you're like, oh, it's going to be great. But then when it gives you an introspection, because when I was writing everything down, I don't know if it's the same for everybody else on this group. It's like, okay, so what do I, and how do I, and when do I? Super inspiring. So everyone on just put a reaction. Just put a reaction for Shalina to say thank you for this. And if maybe there's one person who wants to just say what is the key takeout from this session that really inspired them, I'd be happy to hear from you. For me, it made me go back to remembering my ikigai, my why, my what, all that. But if anyone wants to share, I'd be very happy to have one or two people tell us their key takeout from this session. Anyone can unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Hanifatu.
Okay, so for me, my key takeaway would be resilience. I mean, she's speaking about her own dream of supporting men in tech and then how she never gave up and looking at the result of her pushing and continuing to work towards that dream. I feel like, yes, if I put my mind to it, I can do. So my key takeaway would be resilience.
Yeah, that's a good takeout. Anybody else? Anybody else? I see Dorcas says that it made her remember what she wants to be and how she can become her. Oh, okay, that's deep. That's very deep. Anyone else want to say something as we finish off? Okay, I'm seeing you ladies are shy. Now, the key thing I want to say is that if you want to be an inspiring leader, you and shyness need to separate.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to stand in a room and speak with confidence, but of course, no pressure. But it's something that you have to work towards, especially if you want to play a big role in inspiring other young women like yourself. So that is very, very important. But I've seen from the comment section, there's been a lot of love hearts and shout outs. And Tabitha says, never underestimate your impact. That is very true. And you know how you talk about being a ripple in an ocean? That ripple adds value to the ocean. So don't be scared to do a small thing towards it. Okay, Fana
Sorry,
says,
Jacinta, I just want
yes,
to quickly
please.
ask you, can my mentees quickly drop their LinkedIn profiles, QR codes here?
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yes,
So
please. I
mentees,
was quickly
please drop
taking
them here.
photos.
Oh, you were taking photos. And
I
I can
was.
also share the slides, so then you can send it to everyone afterwards as well.
Oh,
So
actually, we
please
can do
connect with
that.
these young ladies, connect with me. If y'all need advice, mentorship, that's what we love. We love empowering others.
Beautiful. And the ladies your mentees were very inspiring. Someone won an award,
Yes.
Fana. Wow.
Many of them actually, there's some who are not sure, but all these young women have won awards and they have made such impactful contributions in their community. So through our mentorship masterclasses, they have learned, they've taken what they've learned to their communities and they've created impact. One of our young ladies started I just saw something popping on the screen,
Yes, you're
started
about to
a
be.
training program to empower young teenage mothers who could not go back to school. So all of our women are amazing. These are just some of our mentees here today, but we have a movement of mentees and peer mentors and mentors.
We'll make sure that this presentation is shared because it can still help, go back to a bit of insights that you shared today. So everyone here in this call, the 28 of us, will make sure we share this with you guys. And then to all the mentees, I'll be looking forward to connect with you on LinkedIn, similarly to you, Shaleenah. A big, 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 huge thank you for your time, for inspiring us. And for real, I've come out with how to find my place and how to take action. With that said, 9, 8, 7. We gotta love you and leave you. But
So
see
do
you
we
on the
just
other
leave the
side.
session or do we go in?
It will